It began with a promise to end wars. Instead, it has unleashed a conflict of breathtaking scale across the Middle East. In a matter of weeks, the world has watched the United States and Israel launch a devastating military campaign directly into the heart of Iran. This is the story of a conflict that has redrawn alliances, shattered global markets, and poses a single, terrifying question: how did we get here, and where will it end? Was this the inevitable result of decades of shadow war finally boiling over, or was it a calculated gamble to permanently cripple a longtime adversary? Tonight, we examine the flashpoints, the key players, and the fragile new reality of a world at war. The conflict's most dramatic escalation came on a Friday when President Donald Trump announced that the United States had conducted what he called one of the most powerful bombing raids in the history of the Middle East. The target was not a hidden nuclear facility, but an island, Kharg Island. This small piece of land in the Persian Gulf is the bloodline of the Iranian economy, the terminal through which nearly 90% of the country's crude oil is exported. The strike, the president declared on his social media platform, had totally obliterated its military targets. However, in a move that kept global energy markets in suspense, he stated he had deliberately chosen not to destroy the island's oil infrastructure itself, for now. This restraint came with a stark warning. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passageway through which a fifth of the world's oil passes, became the new red line. If Iran or any of its proxies were to interfere with shipping there, the president promised an immediate and severe response. When asked when the U.S. Navy would begin escorting tankers through these perilous waters, his answer was simple: it'll happen soon, very soon. As if to underscore the point, reports emerged that the Pentagon had dispatched the USS Tripoli, an amphibious assault ship carrying thousands of Marines to the region. The military machine was moving into place. Inside Iran, the response was one of open defiance. Despite the bombs falling on their soil, thousands took to the streets of Tehran in a state-sanctioned rally. Top government officials marched alongside citizens who waved banners with the familiar chants of "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." It was a powerful image of a regime trying to project unity and control in the face of an existential threat. But even as they marched, the war was expanding. The initial US-Israeli strikes had reportedly killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. His son, Mojtaba Khamenei, was quickly named successor, but has since remained out of the public eye, rumored to be wounded. In retaliation for the bombing of their homeland, Tehran launched a new wave of drones and missiles. These projectiles were not just aimed at Israel. Witnesses reported blasts over the Qatari capital, Doha, with that nation's military confirming it had intercepted incoming missiles. Saudi Arabia's air defenses were also activated, shooting down dozens of drones. Even NATO forces stationed in the region successfully shot down a ballistic missile. The message from Tehran was clear: the war would not be contained within its borders. On the offensive side, the US and its ally Israel showed no signs of relenting. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth vowed that the bombing campaign would only intensify, and the Pentagon reported that in just 2 weeks, a staggering 15,000 targets across Iran had been struck. The Israeli military stated its focus was on dismantling Iran's missile program, a key pillar of its military power. Away from the battlefields, this conflict has sent shockwaves through the global economy. The price of Brent crude oil soared past $100 a barrel. This isn't just a number. It translates to higher prices at the pump, more expensive goods, and a new wave of skittishness among governments worldwide who now face the prospect of prolonged energy insecurity and rising inflation. But the most profound impact is being felt by ordinary Iranians. Cut off from the world by a government-imposed internet blackout, they are facing the brutal reality of war. Speaking under the cloak of anonymity for their safety, they describe a grim picture. Cities lie in ruins, cash is scarce. In the western city of Kermanshah, refugees fleeing the bombings in Tehran have poured in, doubling the demand for food and critically scarce medicine, and sending prices skyrocketing. The UN Refugee Agency estimates that up to 3.2 million people have been internally displaced. The Iranian Health Ministry reports over 1,200 of its citizens have been killed, a figure that is difficult to independently confirm. The cost of this war, in human terms, is mounting by the day. From the strategic oil hub of Kharg Island to the streets of Tehran, from the choke point of Hormuz to the volatile borders of Israel and Lebanon, the war has truly become regional. With no end in sight, the world is left to wonder, will this new and terrifying escalation lead to a collapse, a ceasefire, or an even more catastrophic confrontation? The question hangs in the air, unanswered.